Hello. I have been toying with the idea of making my own channel for a while now, but felt that my specific point of view or interest has already been filled by others that are more articulate, talented, and more connected than myself. Due to the great purge of Anons on October 15, 2020, here I am. I suppose it would be a good idea for me to disclose what my biases are. I have been a silent supporter of Donald Trump since early on when he faced off against 16 challengers for the Republican ticket for the 2016 election cycle. For me, the choice was easy. Ever since I had reached voting age, I felt I had no choice when it came to the presidential candidates. For my first election cycle, in 2000, our choices were George W. Bush versus Al Gore. I chose George Bush for two reasons. One, I was new to politics, and two, he seemed down to earth to me, especially when it came to Al Gore. 2004 brought us George W. Bush versus John Kerry. Thinking I had made a good choice with George W. Bush, and knowing that Al Gore would have been able to do absolutely nothing when it came to September 11th, I thought my choice was pretty easy. Plus, in the political climate of the time, having one of the candidates returning their Purple Heart by throwing it through the White House fence did not sit well with me. We, after all, were at war, and we needed patriots. I am not going to pander and say that I voted for Obama. I didn't. I refrained from participating in identity politics, and while the campaign message of hope and change was a very uplifting one, I could not nail down what Obama stood for. After watching a plethora of his rallies prior to the election, I could not decide. So here we are in 2008, presented with Obama and John McCain. A country still in the trenches of the war on terror, getting battle fatigued, and facing a housing and financial crisis. Neither candidate really presenting a solution for either case. It is no wonder why there was a choice for Obama. We had the choice of hope and change or more war and terror. Honestly, I can't tell you what happened in Obama's first presidency. I remember something about an oil leak and a lot of blaming George W. Bush for a financial crisis. So, here we are, 2012, Obama versus Mitt Romney. Do you think it's odd that Mitt Romney was the governor of a state that already had Obamacare? Or at least a healthcare system very closely reminiscent thereof? Funny. Do you think we really had a choice in the matter? We had either Obamacare or Romneycare. There was no choice here. Now we have the 2016 election cycle. I already let you know that I chose Donald Trump while he was fighting off 16 Republican candidates for the Republican nomination. Somehow, the Democrats decided it was Hillary Clinton's turn to run for president. I finished my high school career with Bill Clinton in the office. I was in high school. All I remember is something about cigars, an intern, and when things got a little hot, we started bombing Eastern Europe. I did not want to support a dynasty. I did not want Hillary Clinton in the office. Not to mention, there's a lot of research you can do to find out who she really is. Now we come to why it is I chose Donald Trump. After surviving his entire first presidency through the Russia collusion, the Adam Schiff impeachment, the Nancy Pelosi storm, the reason that I chose Donald Trump has not really changed. I came to the conclusion the problem with Washington was lobbyists, and that our election cycle was too expensive for anyone to get through it without becoming owned by someone else. But here, Donald Trump, an already billionaire, was running for office. Here was a candidate that didn't need the money, already had the fame, and could run and see things through without taking a dime of special interest money. It also helped that the Republican ticket was not generous with Donald's campaign throughout the remaining of the election cycle. That alone gave me hope that I was right. And don't talk to me about Ross Perot. that was a completely different animal. And here's Donald Trump at the end of the 2020 election cycle speaking on this very same.
It's time we send a message to these shameless, wealthy, liberal hypocrites in Washington, D.C. and Silicon Valley. Do you see that Silicon Valley and these guys are 99% behind the Democrats, okay? What's that all about? What's that all about? They're 99, not even 90. I'd like to say 90, right? 99. Well, one of the reasons I don't call them, and I don't need their money, and I don't want their money, you know, that helps. It really helps. Let me tell you, if I call them and say, do me a favor, send money, every one of them would send money. I don't like making those calls. Because when you make those calls, it's hard to say no. Just on a human basis, it's very hard to say no. They call and they ask for a little thing like how to make an extra $5 billion. I don't make those calls. You know, you read where they have a lot of money flowing in. That's because everyone's calling everybody. We're going to win, and when we win, this is this, and this is... That's why they raise money. I could raise much more money. President, every call I make, every single guy, even if they hated me, they'd all contribute. But, Rick, you understand it. I don't want to make those calls.